Well, we have a new card kit from Hunkydory. It's called a Secret Centerpiece Slider Reveal Card Kit. Got that? Secret Centerpiece Slider Reveal. Let me show you what that means. And in fact, here is a card that's all made. It's a slider, meaning you're going to pull on the edges, and it has a reveal on the inside. As you can see, that little bluebird. So these just slide in like that. Very fun. They look like that. And you can make 12 cards out of this. And there's also instructions, you can see, and envelopes all included. So it truly is an all-encompassing kit. About the only thing, well, I'll show you what else you need. Okay, won't you please come play with us? Okay, let me give you the basic directions. I do want to tell you that there are 6 different card designs. Heidi has used 4 of them. The other 2, I'll go ahead and show you right now. And there is this fairy. It's called Fairy Wishes. And you get 2 sheets to create 1 card. So there's an A and a B, okay, A and B. So the fairy she didn't use, and the train she didn't use. So it's nice to know that you've got masculine and feminine looks in here. But this one she did, and I've already pulled some of this apart. Now I mentioned that you're going to need a couple of things. So one is going to be 1/4 inch wide extra sticky tape. The other is a bone folder or something to burnish down the folds. I also recommend, and this is not in the supply list, I also recommend a sander. I'll tell you why as we move along. So I'm going to be following the directions that come in the package. So I'm just going to be going step by step, just so that you can see what goes on. And this is the A sheet, and this is going to have the inside piece. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. It also has some greetings, so I'm going to set that aside. And it has this mechanism, which is really important because it's the piece that makes the whole thing work. So this is A. There's also a B, and let me bring that in just so that you can kind of see the whole deal. And this is it. So it's going to have the 2 slider pieces that go back and forth. And it also has this little bird in multiple stages. And let me bring the card back because I didn't even talk about that. So let me slide this. And actually, I'll slide that away too. So can you see the bird? We'll get in close. And there, I think you can, yeah, so you can see, so there's the base piece, and then there is another piece, and then another one. And that's what I just showed you. So those are going to get foam taped on top of the base piece, which is this one. And you're just going to match the art. So you just attach this with foam tape, just matching the art, and then it's going to be raised. And then there is another piece, same idea. You put foam tape on it and place it over matching the art. And you just want to kind of wiggle it until it is exactly where it should be. Okay, so that way you're going to get that look. It's called, I believe it's a pyramage. It's a pyramid kind of, and you can see why it's called that. Okay, but to get this mechanism that's going to allow you to fold this, let's get started on that. So this has got score lines everywhere. It has score lines there. And this I popped out. So that's a score line. This is a score line. This is a score line, and the same thing here. So I'm going to turn this over. And the first thing you'll want to do is to, as I said, and it says it in the directions, is really burnish down those folds. Now, with extra sticky tape, that's going to really help hold them down, but it's just going to be easier to start doing it this way. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to remove the liner, and if you have fingernails, that works pretty well. And I've said this before, but this is another good place to say it, is that when you get to tiny pieces of the liner, they're going to have a tendency to have static electricity. So an idea is to put some tape and have it sticky side up and fold back the ends and place it on your table, and that way you can just pop that down and it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to fold that down, and I'm going to do the same thing right here. And I'm going to fold that over. Come on, work with me. Now, if you have trouble getting it up, it kind of sounds counterintuitive, but what we've done is you just press your fingernail and press it firmer on it. And for some reason, that allows it to release a little bit easier. So I'm going to do this on the two legs that are here, and I'm going to fold those over, and I'm going to do it on this one. So I still have a strange looking thing, but bear with me. Okay, like that. Now, you'll notice that there's some white showing there. That's because I put extra sticky tape there, and then I decided I didn't need it there. I just need it on the center of my frame, the long piece, and on the two legs, okay? Now, this is going to get folded over and attached, but we need to put extra sticky tape on the ends here, on each end. And what we do is we fold them over this, and we kind of are creating a loop, and that loop is the piece where the other cardstock is going to slip through to make those windows pull. So we're also going to attach the end here onto the inside of this piece. So I'm going to remove this tiny piece of extra sticky tape. Now, you do want to make sure that when you're having that tape down, that you do not have any exposed, because you don't want them sticking to anything. So that's like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to remove the liner. Now, I've also had people tell me that they like using either the pokey tool or the retractable penknife. And so whatever, whatever works for you. And sometimes if you talk to it, come on, baby, I'm on camera now. Okay, it's coming. There we go. And again, I'm going to fold this over. This is not attached. I'm going to fold this over and attach it to the inside of this piece. Okay. Now, I don't have it here, but I would use my specialist glue or my precision glue press and to attach this bottom part down. You just want to make sure that your loop is empty, okay? Now, let me take my bird. Now, I'm just pretend that that's all attached, okay? Now, I have the two pieces here that are going to be sliding. And they too have score lines, which you're going to want to do. And you want to do this piece with a valley fold and then a mountain. Same thing on the other side, a valley fold and then a mountain. And you're going to put extra sticky tape on this also. So you're going to attach that to the end of the whatever your piece is in the center, because they are all done the same way. And notice these have a little stub on the end, a little lip here, okay? That is going to go through the this piece, okay? So when you have this attached, you're going to slide this through the loop. Here we go. And the reason why I suggest the sander is because when these are attached to that base piece, they're little nibs. We call them nibs. And I have found that you want to really make those smooth. So I pulled out my sander and just went along the top and the bottom just to make sure that they're really going to slide easily. So you can see how that is. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And with these attached to the card, that's going to make them work. And they have this little finger grip so that you can really just pull that out. Of course, it's going to work better when it's attached to the card. So that's what we have. We have that attached, and we have the other side attached, and you are good to go. Okay, now you saw the finished card. Let me get all these pieces out of the way. You saw the finished card. And what Heidi did is she added for my very special friend. Now that was one of the greetings that was on this piece. And so she foam taped that down there. See, I've got to get these little pieces of the extra sticky tape off my table. She also used the 1/8 inch ribbon with, of course, you know, Heidi, with the bow maker to make that bow and zot it right at the top. These little hearts, can we get in closer to show those? They are dazzles. These are pink hearts. And they come on a sheet like this with 5 million pink hearts. No, 358. And she has attached them there. And then on the inside of her card, she used, this is Happy Birthday. That is one of the other greetings. Good luck is another one. So you can do that. And they're just going to slide, especially as you're doing this. And you can write your message on the back. There is a little piece right here, which is handmade with love. So you can glue that down. You've got this opening to give you room if you would like to write a message. So that is the basic construction of this centerpiece. You can see why it's a centerpiece reveal card kit. So very fun. Okay, so you have 2 of these. Now let me show you another idea. So what she did, this is I'm going to open that. You can see the house, and you've got a little kitty right there, and that. And let me show you the sheets. Again, you have an A and a B. You've got 2 of them. So this is called Countryside Views. That's the centerpiece. And there are all the other pieces with the kitty and so forth. And so what Heidi did is that when she got her base piece, so she put those on with foam tape so you get that dimensional look, but she also used acetate on the back of this. So you want to attach that before you insert the side pieces. And so that's just going to give you a place where you can do another message. And you can see the Just For You. That's the new dazzles. And she did add the little flowers that are part of that. And notice on this one, that foiled part is showing, makes a really nice on the front of the card, relax on your special day. Now, that's one of the messages. Many thanks, and on your retirement are 2 others. So she didn't use any of them on the inside, but the Just For You, you can see how that shines nicely into the blue sky, doesn't it? And these are just going to slide like that. And again, on the back, there's the Handmade with Love, and you've got room to write your message. So a nice little adaptation, adding the acetate and the dazzles on top of that. Now, Heidi wanted to do 2 others, using the pieces from the kit, but using them in a different way. And so this is the first one. So this, let me show you the pieces. This is called a special selection. And you can see the village, and then there are flowers, this flowered bouquet. And obviously this is pink. So here are the pieces of the village. Hope your day is as special as you are. And there is the bouquet on the inside. So she took our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card, she laid it flat, and then used the adorable scoreboard to score 2.5 inches in on each side. Okay, ignore that green part, okay? Then she is using, which might seem funny, but nonetheless, she is using Gnomes and More Gnomes solid cardstock. Now that's where you're going to get that pink, also the greens, so that's nice. And she also used the Gnomes and More Gnomes 6 by 6, and that's where she's getting this soft little pattern of pink. So let me walk you through this. So she's not doing the mechanism, but she is using the pieces. So here is the center of it. In this case, she cut the patterned first, matted it on the solid pink, glued it in place, and then did a strip of the dark green. Now the dark green is echoed from the front of the card. So kind of doing this backwards, getting you onto the inside first, but we can deal with that. So she's got this piece, and then she's layered this, the pyramid style. She's got 2 of the greetings sent with love and birthday wishes. She's used the crepe ribbon and just knotted a piece and zotted it down there. Now, as you can see, this gateway card is going to be horizontal. So for the card front, she did trim. So she's got the 2 pieces going in, as you can see, but she did cut away a 1/2 inch on the inside. So that is just cutting it away. And I think that she did it just as a decorative element, but you can see how everything lines up perfectly. That's another reason why you may want to do the inside first, you know, your choice, whatever you like. So what she did is she cut a piece of that, that little pattern and cut 2 of them, same size, and then matted it on this dark pink and glued them. Notice that it's going right to that opening edge. Okay, so you're going to get the white cardstock on the outside. Did the same thing with this piece. Then she went to a dark green, excuse me, a light green. Okay, so you can see the light green in there, and cut this piece. All of the measurements are in the directions that are down below. Okay, cut that, and then she took the village basically, and let me pull that out for you again. And when you pop this one out and this one out, you see how this is going to be the other edge of that piece? Well, what she did is she just cut it into 3 pieces. So this one is going to be 1 piece. She used this one for the middle piece, and then used this for the 3rd piece. 1, 2, 3. And then she matted each on the dark green. Okay. And then the whole piece is, these are foam taped onto the light green. And there's that crepe ribbon. And then hope your day is as special as you. And then this opens up and ta-da, sent with love, birthday wishes. And you get a bouquet on the inside. Very nice. Okay, one more. And in this one, she is doing the butterfly. So again, you've seen all 6 of them. Here's the butterfly, and here are the pieces. So this butterfly has a fence. But what she did instead is she certainly used this piece, and she certainly used the greetings, but she elected to go to, this is the Gnomes solid to get that gold, and then the 6 by 6 to get these others. By the way, that's that little pink that you saw in the last card. So she's using these again, which is nice. And let me show you, because this has got a beautiful, yes, that is stunning. I think it's stunning. And so she has used it, and then she's also used the gold cardstock. And she also used the denim. And so you can see that behind the butterfly. So let me just walk you through this now that you've seen bits and pieces. So I'm going to show you the butterflies, and I'm going to show you the denim. So you could have used these pieces and just left it attached and just trimmed it. But what she did is she took this butterfly and trimmed it to the dimension that's shown in the directions, and then matted it on the gold and glued that to her card front. Then she took the denim and used that as a mat after she cut out the butterfly. So the butterfly gets trimmed along the foiled edges, matted on the blue. The difference you can see, you see how it's matted on the blue and it brings out the blue? Well, when it's over here and it's got this kind of peachy look, you kind of see more of the other colors. So it's just what the matting can accomplish. So here she's got this. So this has been matted onto the denim. And she used the yellow ribbon. And in all of the ribbon sets, you've got different kinds of ribbons. So there's a gingham. She wrapped the gingham around this and then matted it on here and then attached that to her card front. Then she went back with the grosgrain and made another bow with a bow maker and zodded that in place. And so you have this horizontal, everything is horizontal here. Now she did use, this is our gold thin line, our yellow thin line, I stand corrected. And can we get in close? And with the thin lines, they're just a touch of something. In this case, it's yellow, but they just add a nice finishing touch. So she has done that right here and on each side of the blue. Nothing on the top, but she did go on the top and bottom of the butterfly, so yellow. And she also then used some teal jewel dazzles. So there they are with a 540, and she's popped those in and up there too. So that's her card front. Her card inside is going back to the reveal card, and she has used, so this is, remember that piece that we started with? Now these pop out, so you've got these two. So she's used that whole piece as kind of a frame on the inside, which I thought was very clever. And so she's gone back with the gold, the yellow. Well, she's got orange here, so she's got yellow here. And then she used the denim again to go inside her frame. So just glue to the back of this. Then glue this inside her card. And she left these so that they're kind of loose. So that's fine. And then added more of the greetings. This is flying by to say butterfly wishes. And then there is another bow out of the yellow set and more of the teal jewel dazzles on the corners. And that is another way that you can use these pieces. And in this case, you would still have the other pieces of the butterfly and the two fences that you could do some fun things with. So that is another example of things that you can do. Okay, so we have, and let me bring it back, this amazing secret centerpiece slider reveal card kit. So slider reveal is kind of the type of card it is. I'm going to turn this just like this. But the secret centerpiece is that part that's in the middle, in the back of the inside, and plus it has the pyramid style on it, so if you choose to do that. So it's really good. So you can have it closed and open. You can do it with acetate if you'd like, or you can do it, just something else using all of those pieces, just like Heidi did. Okay, we do have a money saver. It is over on the left-hand side, right-hand side of our screen, you know, over there. There's also, I think I put the extra sticky tape with it just because that's something else. And it looks like somebody is in our parking lot. Okay, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, we would love it if you would subscribe and like us. That boosts our ratings, which is something we're interested in. Head on over to paperwishes.com. That's the only place that you're going to get all of the instructions for what Heidi has done. They're down below. Just click on the card and you'll see them. And they're all ready for you. Now again, this is going to make 12 complete cards. Pretty spectacular cards, in my opinion, and so you'll have a good time with them. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Heidi for doing a very creative job for us. We appreciate that. But most of all, I want to thank you for being the very best part of our Paper Wishes family. Bye-bye. We'll see you again.